Well, hello there, everyone. How are you all doing today? It's Monday, March 21st, year 2022. This is Mazske Finance talking to you now. And got a question. How are you doing? Before I get going, my disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor, CPA, not an attorney. I'm not a shrink, not a psychologist, nothing like that. But anyway, true question. How are you doing? Please comment below, let me know. Stay anonymous if you so desire. It's okay. But anyway, there's a lot going on in the world, isn't there? If you look around, there's a war going on, which could potentially lead to World War III. Right now, it's an economic war from our perspective, but all it takes is some little movement somewhere. It's like a chess game, a little movement somewhere, and we maybe, as the United States military, say we shoot down some Russian plane, the next thing, boom, we're in World War III. I don't think that's going to happen, but you never know. But say if that did happen, what would China do? Just throwing this out. So we got to be aware of this, right? There's also this little thing called inflation going on. Prices have gotten more expensive on literally everything. Everything. If you go to the supermarket, prices are up. If you go to the gas pump, prices are up. If you go to buy a car, prices are up. I was just give you an example. Last week, one day, I was in a dealership with our car because it's still kind of new and it's under warranty. So I get the oil changed at the dealership just so it's documented in case something did happen. And I said, well, you guys changed the oil, you were maintaining it, et cetera, et cetera. But anyway, so it's a new dealership to me because I'm in Southwest Florida now. But something that was done was, and dealers like to sell, but somebody came up to me during the day and said, basically, hey, the MSRP of your car right now is higher than what it was when you bought it. So how would you like to upgrade to a newer car? And you could drive out of here today with a brand new 2022 model. And I was like, oh, really? And nothing changes? My monthly payment doesn't change? The length of my loan doesn't change? Oh, no. It would have to be adjusted a little bit. We could probably keep your payment the same, but it may get a little bit longer. How much do you owe, by the way? And I said, roughly $10,000. Well, that means you have X number, like $17,000 of equity in your vehicle or something like that. $17,000 of equity. The newer model costs somewhere in the low to mid 30s, so it's more than what your MSRP is. So we could probably keep your payment about the same, but we would just extend it longer. Don't fall for that if that ever happens to you. So anyway, but how are you doing? Because besides inflation, people aren't working like they used to. There are more delays in certain fields. If you go eat in a restaurant, they may have a sign up saying they be patient, they have fewer workers, or they may have a help wanted sign up. You go to the mechanic, there might be a help wanted sign up, and they're kind of backlogged. If you're trying to build a new house, it may take a lot longer to get your materials in. It may take longer to get your workers in. And so on and so on and so on. Meanwhile, we still have overdoses taking place. There's a drug, pandemic, people overdosing. It's still going on. I retired from being a cop 4 years ago, and people were dying then from overdosing, and they're still dying. I think folks drinking alcohol is up. Personal destruction is up. The way people drive, seem like they're getting more reckless while they're driving. So what's going on with these people? What's wrong? All right, let's talk about it. What is wrong? I know that mental health issues are up. More people are depressed than ever. But why? Why? We have technology. Going back 20, 30 years ago, technology was going to make everything easier. We have social media, we can communicate. But there's a downside to technology. There's a downside to social media. There's a downside to YouTube. I'm talking to a phone right now. 20 years ago, I wouldn't have been talking to a phone. If I was talking at all, I'd be talking to a person or talking to myself. And I didn't talk to myself, so I'd be talking to a person. Now I'm talking to a phone. This doesn't bother me. I'm fine with doing this, but our communication with others, is it going by the wayside? Are we talking less? Are we having less family get-togethers? Are we having less friend get-togethers? I mean, I don't know. We did just get over a pandemic, which may not be over just yet, from an illness standpoint. And I read a Wall Street Journal article this morning, and I was talking about one segment of the population that even if a recession were to come, there's one segment of the population that is poised to be spending more than what they normally spend. And that is the senior population. I think they said basically ages 60 and up. Because they said, to generalize, they've been cooped up for the past 2 years. They've missed going to activities and to events and traveling and this and that because of COVID. So now, and I read a quote by somebody that said, 6 months ago, they were all ready to go back out. And then the next wave hit of the Omicron variant, and they had to stay cooped up again. And now, folks are getting fed up with that. They want to get out. They want to travel. And travel they are. So they're spending more money because they have more money saved up. They might have gotten the stimulus checks. They just held on to them. And their homes went up in value, like some places by quite a bit. Because if they're a senior, maybe their house is paid off. And now it's gone up in value, perhaps several $100,000. And some of them are, I think, doing stuff like HELOCs, where now they got a chunk of money to spend because they're older. They don't care. They get a chunk of money to spend. So it's something like, it's close to 20% of the population is seniors. So if they, as a whole, if they're spending more, the article hinted at this. Could this kind of lessen a potential recession? And the whole recession thing, because I'm hearing more and more and more about folks calling for a recession, like not today, down the road sometime. I've been following financial stuff for 30 years. Not following like I follow it now, but I've never heard folks calling for a recession. They usually say there's a recession after it happens. They don't call for it perhaps months, a year before it starts. But we live in interesting times. We had our government give us how many stimulus checks? I don't know. I didn't get them all. But it was a lot of money that was put into the economy. They just printed money. And I knew with my little mind, I knew back when they were giving all this money away, if they did it one time, that's one thing. It started under the last administration, and it continued under this administration. So when folks say, I'm diehard this or I'm diehard that, they're blending together. They're all spending money. It's just, that's why I'm not political here. I'm an independent, okay? You should be too. But with all that money being pumped into the economy, we're paying the price for it now. Inflation, supply and demand issue, and you combine it with supply chain issues, and it all leads to higher inflation. Okay, so we haven't seen high inflation like this for 40 years, since like 1982, I think it was. Okay, I was a teenager in 1982, so it didn't faze me. I knew inflation was high. I also knew my bank account was paying a higher interest too. And I didn't think too much about it. I just went out and got a job and made money, and life was good. Okay? So anyway, again, how are you doing? There's a lot going on. I understand that. So anyway, the point of this channel is I think we all need to invest. So no matter who you are out there, look at how you want to invest. If you're already investing, congratulations. Keep at it. Okay? If you're investing in stocks, the stock market has been really volatile lately. Up and down, up and down. So if you're investing in real estate, good for you. If you're investing in crypto, good luck to you. It's volatile as well. All right, if you're investing in something else, if you're investing in oil or mineral rights like I am, perhaps congratulations to you, because we may see better returns than were expected, perhaps. Okay, but if you haven't started investing, make a decision that you're going to start. Start today, if you can, or at least start doing the due diligence to do it. It's the mindset. You got to have the proper mindset. So many Americans live paycheck to paycheck, But another American who makes the exact same paycheck could be on their path to becoming a millionaire. It's all up here. It's all up there of what we want in our lives. But most folks don't realize that. So that's one point of this channel, is to try to help people be aware that we all basically get a paycheck if we're working. And we all have 24 hours in a day. So if the janitor can become wealthy, if the public high school teacher can now own 54 rentals, if another public high school teacher can be retired early because of getting up to, like, I think, 100 rentals, then why can't you and I do the same thing? Okay? So anyway, with that being said, I hope you're doing well. Let me know. I do care about society. I care about you all. If you watch my channel, I appreciate it. Thank you. I care about myself and my family as well. All right? So y'all stay safe in all you do. Keep loving life. And Mazske is signing out.